We're about a month into the 2025-26 NBA season, and that also means 1 month of high-score fantasy basketball on Yahoo. If you've been partaking in the new format, you know that every week is a whirlwind of moves, and roster management is key. One night you can be streaming Kyle Kuzma after Giannis Antetokounmpo popped up on the injury report. Then dropping Kuzma right before he puts up a high-score total of 64 for the week. One false step can cost you the week. Kuzma didn't do enough to get himself among the top 6 scorers in high score for the week, but we're back to recap the top performances, including the first triple-digit output. Cade Cunningham posted the highest fantasy score of the young season. More on the top performers. Cade Cunningham. Cade posted the highest single score of the season with 101 points in a 137-135 win over the Wizards early in the week. It was a good thing Cunningham got that score in, since he wasn't able to play the rest of the week due to a hip injury. That's the beauty of high score, all it takes is one game. Cunningham scored 46 points in 45 minutes in a triple-double, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, also adding 5 steals and 2 blocks. The Pistons enter Week 5 on a 9-game winning streak that has them on top of the Eastern Conference standings early in the season. James Harden. We got some vintage ball from the Beard when he posted a 41-point, 14-rebound, 11-assist triple-double in a win over the Mavericks on Friday. The Clippers are already down Bradley Beal out for the season, and Kawhi Leonard is back on the shelf. We could see more hero ball from Harden, which only elevates his fantasy basketball ceiling. Harden feels like he was built for this fantasy format and should continue to post a sizable score week to week so long as his usage stays high. Jalen Johnson. The only surprising name among this bunch, Johnson benefited from the matchup versus the Jazz. It seems if you get a triple-double, there's a good chance you'll end up in this article. Johnson scored 31 points with 18 rebounds, 14 assists and a shocking 7 steals. The Hawks lack a true point guard while Trae Young is out, so Johnson should continue to dominate the ball while Atlanta runs the offense through him. Nikola Jokic. I'm going to be concerned if there's a week in which Jokic doesn't find himself in this group. That also feels like a sentence I've typed before. Joker has posted at least 70 high-score fantasy points in 4 straight games and has topped out in the 80-point range in back-to-back weeks. Jokic easily boasts the best floor of any fantasy basketball player for high score. We could see him post a season high with matchups versus the Bulls, Pelicans, Rockets and Kings in Week 5. Victor Wembanyama. Keep an eye on Wemby, who was ruled out for Sunday's game versus the Kings to wrap up Week 4. He's dealing with a calf injury and could be questionable to play Tuesday versus the Grizzlies to start the week. Before being ruled out with the injury, Wembanyama had started the previous week with a 78-point effort versus the Bulls. Wemby dominated Nikola Vucevic and Chicago in the paint, posting 38 points with 12 boards, 5 assists and 5 blocks. More NBA news. Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo leaves game versus Cavaliers early with groin injury. So, how's that Washington Wizards rebuild going? Early NBA All-Star picks. How Team US and Team World rosters could look. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Believe it or not, Giannis didn't set a career high in assists when he had 18 last week versus the Hornets. After missing the road game versus Charlotte while dealing with a knee injury, the Greek Freak was able to return the next game, scoring 25 points with just 7 rebounds. Fortunately, he had the 18 assists, 2 short of his career high of 20. 3 stocks helped Giannis finish among the top scores on the week. Josh Giddey. The Bulls and Jazz played a 2-OT thriller to wrap up Week 4 of the NBA season on Sunday night. Despite Kobe White being back in the lineup, Giddey continued his impressive play, posting his 3rd triple-double of the season. He finished with 26 points, 13 boards, 13 assists and 4 stocks to tie Giannis in the util spot for the high-score top 6. Giddey continues to be one of the more valuable assets in fantasy basketball relative to his preseason ADP.